Hello, Gemini. Welcome to your overview for your 2024 horoscope. I'm Pix. This is Pixarty Astrology, and 2024 has some pretty big events happening. We have Pluto's back and forth between Capricorn and Aquarius before its final ingress into Aquarius at the end of the year. Also, Jupiter conjoins Uranus in Taurus, which is sure to be interesting. And Jupiter changes signs and enters Gemini this year, bringing some luck and expansion into new house topics. And it will also square Saturn and Pisces while it's there. And we will also discuss spring and fall eclipse season. So let's go ahead and just jump straight in. Pluto enters Aquarius on January 20th of 2024, and this is the second time this has happened. It happened for the first time in March of 2023, so if you want to consider what was happening at the end of March or the beginning of April 2023, it might give you a little bit of a hint of what to expect, but it's all about diving deeper into things that broaden your mind and broaden your spirit. So overall, we can think of it as like a benchmark moment, a continuation of reshaping your beliefs and your overall worldview. If you've considered studying something or you started, some sort of education journey in March or April of 2023, this could be, January of 2024 could be when you start getting way deeper into it on some level. Traveling is also something that might come up. It might take on a new meaning for you, less about touristy spots most likely, and more about soul searching, maybe some sort of spiritual pilgrimage. But you might be interested in exploring new spiritual paths or new spiritual practices, maybe trying ayahuasca, some sort of expansion happening. For the stargazers, for the astrologers, the mystics, Pluto will be bringing even more insights and aha moments and more understanding towards divination. Storytelling and depth with storytelling. If you're writing something or if you're telling stories through video, any type of storytelling, your work will get more profound, maybe even a little bit darker, a little more introspective. Your dreams. When Pluto enters your ninth house, your dreams become even more meaningful. It's a good time to keep a dream journal. And maybe some sort of redefining of truth, like understanding what's true and what's not could undergo some sort of shift or serious transformation. But Pluto will be going through your ninth house. I guess I didn't mention that. It's less about new beginnings with Pluto moving for the second time and more about continuing and deepening a transformation journey that you started at the end of March 2023 or the beginning of April. It's a great few months to embrace deep and mind-expanding experiences. So keep an open mind and enjoy the deep dive into all things philosophical, spiritual, and beyond when Pluto enters your ninth house. So let's talk about eclipse season. This moves us to March. It moves us to spring. And this will be stirring things up with your fifth house and your 11th house. And this began in fall of 2023, but this is kind of more benchmark moments with major endings and major beginnings happening with these house topics, the fun and social zones, essentially. So March 25th is the eclipse at 5 degrees Libra, and this brings benchmark moments in endings and beginnings with fifth house matters, which is essentially your playground house. So maybe a creative project that you've been working on sees some twists. Maybe there's a new direction. Your creativity gets a little bit of a turbo boost during this eclipse. And if you are in the dating game, it's like a whole new chapter might emerge. You might find a totally unexpected type of person catching your eye, or just a different benchmark moment in your dating life. Maybe you meet somebody, maybe you break up with somebody. Fun overhaul is happening also. Your idea of a good time might start looking a little bit different. Maybe you swap out dance clubs for painting nights or vice versa. Like the stuff you watch and you do for entertainment is due for a change when this eclipse comes up. So maybe you get hooked on a new series or you find a hobby that's surprisingly awesome. And this includes sports too. For those of you into sports or gaming of some kind, you might find yourself getting into something different, or, just the ending of one era and the beginning of another era. And also big moments related to kids for this eclipse. The fifth house rules children and births and projects, things that you create. So whether there are, there could be a new addition to the family or breakthroughs with kids or other people's kids, or just connecting to your inner child more than usual for this eclipse. So then we have a pretty wonky 2 weeks after that. That's in between eclipses. That's kind of when things happen a lot of the time, actual events. And the next eclipse is April 8th. So between March 25th and April 8th, wonky vibes. April 8th, we have the eclipse at 19 degrees Aries, which brings benchmark moments in endings and beginnings with your 11th house, which is your social sphere. So maybe there's a community makeover happening for you with these eclipses. Your role in a community might see some sort of change, stepping up in a local group or finding a new cause that really speaks to you on some level. A friendship evolution could be happening. Some friendships might grow stronger while others might be fading away at this time. Your social circle gets a refresh with this eclipse. And this includes your networking. If networking or networks, being involved in groups is your thing, you might make some new valuable connections with this eclipse. Your I know a guy vibe is on point with this eclipse. And or you could be, cutting ties with certain connections as well. So new connections happening and the end of old connections happening. And the 11th house also rules money from your job. So changes in how you make money through your job. Maybe there's a new role or even a career shift might be in the cards. And also if you're into activism or some sort of social work, you're likely going to find new ways to make an impact or new ways to get involved for this eclipse for causes that you're passionate about. Also, around this time, Mars will be conjoining Saturn in your 10th house, and this can bring a lot of slowdown and a lot of delay, a lot of somebody saying no, or just hard work into your job. So around the middle of April, don't be surprised if you are bogged down with work or there's some challenges related to your job. I digress. Eclipse season, though, around this time will bring some sort of major update, benchmark moment with what you do for fun and with your social life or with your networking. So eclipse season is about embracing the new, letting go of the old, and seeing where these fresh vibes take you. So get ready for some exciting changes and unexpected shifts. I guess you can expect them now that I'm warning you, but in ways that you play, create, and connect. We have shifts happening there with a little bit of struggle or challenges happening at work. And this brings us to April 20th. April is kind of the biggest month. It seems like one of the bigger months this year. Jupiter will be conjoining Uranus in your 12th house, and this is setting the stage for some pretty significant inner transformations. So firstly, spiritual breakthroughs, like experiencing some sort of major aha moment, which makes sense if you are dealing with a lot of shifts during eclipse season and maybe some issues or challenges at work. Spiritual breakthroughs are possible with that. So sudden insights, new understandings, new perspective shifts. Unexpected alone time is also possible. Surprising opportunities or unconventional opportunities for solitude. Traveling is boosted with this aspect. At the end of April, middle of April, traveling will be very expansive and very unconventional and very interesting, but also kind of pushing you to be more introspective or engage more with your spiritual nature and solo retreat, pilgrimage vibes. And the 12th house rule is about being behind the scenes. So significant shifts in parts of your life that aren't usually in the spotlight can come up, like changes in how you deal with your mental health. Going to therapy is supported. Also, behind the curtain is all the secrets. So hidden truths, hidden secrets might come to light, offering you some clarity about some things and a chance to deal with unresolved issues. I would recommend booking a therapy appointment or counseling appointment or an appointment with yourself to journal around this day, because this aspect can bring unexpected challenges. You might know what sort of challenges are happening at work with Mars and Saturn there, but there are unexpected challenges that could come up with this 12th house situation that pushes you to embrace tools that help you with that. So that is therapy, that is spirituality, that is alone time to process things. Use alone time to dive deep into your own psyche around April. Meditate more, journal more, long walks. Use this month for personal growth and self-discovery in April. And explore alternative healing things too, like non-traditional methods of healing, like sound therapy, Reiki, even an astrology reading to gain new insights with your mental and your emotional and your spiritual well-being. Because, Jupiter conjoining Uranus in your 12th house is about embracing unexpected in your inner world. And it's a very powerful time for spiritual growth. And sometimes it comes through unexpected, unconventional, surprising ways. So keep an open mind in April and at the end of April and let yourself explore new depths. And then in a month, we have Jupiter changing signs and entering Gemini on May 25th. And Jupiter will enter your first house, which is very exciting. And when it does that, it immediately forms a trine with Pluto in your 9th house. And this is exciting because this means the next 12 months will feel a lot more like your life is in sync with the universe. Expect a boost with your confidence, a clearer path towards learning new stuff, and some cool opportunities for travel and exploring things, journeys. It's like everything will start to line up to help you grow and find new experiences when Jupiter enters Gemini. The last time this happened was 12 years ago, so you can think back to 12 years ago to figure out what happened last time Jupiter entered Gemini. And this year will be more about discovering yourself and the world around you. So you can expect a confidence surge, feeling a boost in confidence, maybe lucky breaks or a boost, good luck with your health or any routines you want to start. You might find yourself wanting to change up your appearance, new wardrobe, fresh haircut, that sort of thing. But Jupiter entering your first house is also pushing you to broaden your horizons. You'll feel more open to new ideas, new experiences. It could be as simple as trying out type of food that you've never tried before or picking up a book topic you've never read about. Travel opportunities come forth more. Travel plans fall into place easier. So if you want to travel the next 12 months after this, is a plus. Studying and learning luck is coming through. If you've been thinking of going back to school or taking up some sort of course, this is a great next few months to do it, next 12 months to do it. Things will line up a lot easier for you. And I recommend you capitalize on this confidence when Jupiter enters Gemini. Tackle goals that you've been hesitant about. You're going to have a lot more optimism and a lot more energy when Jupiter enters Gemini. You might be able to find the strength to ask for a promotion, start a new project, go for whatever you want to go for, and embrace new experiences with Jupiter here. It's very exciting. With Jupiter in your first house and Pluto trining from your 9th house, this is about embracing the good luck, embracing the expansion coming your way, and knowing that you are supported in any transformations that it brings. It's a good time. It's a time to feel good about yourself, try new things, see what this positive energy has in store for you. So make the most out of Jupiter in Gemini. And around August, we have Mars squaring Saturn. So this is one of the more challenging transits we have this year. This exacts on August 15th, and Mars will be in your first house, squaring Saturn in your 10th house, which is a time to brace for some challenges, especially around your personal drive and your career. Expect things to be a little bit more slow, a little bit more constrained. It's all a part of the process. We're going back to when Mars conjoins Saturn and having a little bit of similar themes. So maybe career frustrations, maybe your career progression hits a wall, putting in effort, not seeing, results or recognition. Conflicts with authority can come up around this time. Tough moments with your boss or some sort of higher up getting pulled over by a cop. Do not speed in August. It's like every decision that you make could be met with resistance on some level. Be cautious about how you're presenting yourself publicly in August, especially on social media. A small misstep could could bring bigger repercussions with Mars squaring Saturn here. You might notice self-doubt creeping in too, second-guessing your abilities, feeling like you're not quite measuring up. It's a hard out here when Mars squares Saturn. And with all of this tension, your health might take a little bit of a hit in August, especially if stress is taking a toll. So remember to relax and take care of your body in August, because also you're going to feel a lot of restrained expression just in yourself, feeling like you can't fully express yourself or your ideas are constantly being shot down somewhere. And struggling to find the right balance between being seen and maintaining your privacy could come up, especially in professional settings in August. So patience is key. It calls for extra patience. August calls for extra patience. Understand that progress might be slow in August, and that's okay. It's more about steady effort than any quick wins in August. And be thoughtful about how you're communicating, especially at work in August. Timing and delivery make a very big difference in how your messages are received around this time. So it is, it is a challenging aspect where things are going to feel a bit more constrained and progress will be pretty slow. But remember, the challenges are also opportunities for growth, a chance to build on your resilience and your patience and your strategy, your strategic thinking. Hang in there around this time. What's nice is around the same time, Jupiter squares Saturn. So this happens exactly on August 19th, and this is act one of this aspect. It happens a second time at the end of the year, but Jupiter will be squaring Saturn. Jupiter in your first house squaring Saturn. So Jupiter and Mars will be very close. They'll be conjoining, and that could make Mars extra Marsy. You could be extra impatient, extra explosive or reactive. But there's that square from Saturn. So you're going to have a lot of big energy for your, big ideas, big career ideas, but also hitting some real world speed bumps. So feeling very eager to impress at work, like I said, like all of that effort that you want to put in or that you are putting in might feel like, imagine you're ready to pitch this amazing idea to your boss. Thank you, Mars. Thank you, Jupiter. Mars is drive, Jupiter's big thinking, but Saturn is the cautious colleague, reminding you to double check the details or like pulling you back on some level. But also personal makeover versus professional image might come up if you're feeling pumped to change up your style or your approach to something, and you notice or realize that you might be perceived a certain way. So you have to, like your new wardrobe, you can't wear that shirt to work or something like that. Fitness goals, meeting work demands, feeling motivated to start a new routine, a new exercise routine. Thank you, Mars. Aiming for that runner's high, conjoin Jupiter. But then work gets super busy and you have to adjust your goals there. Thank you, Saturn. And overall, this is it. Both Pluto and Saturn are big, slow-moving planets, so this is, not a one-day thing. This is the whole month feeling this. So I recommend you use this energy by smart risk-taking. Use that Mars-Jupiter combo to take calculated risks, propose that innovative project at work or whatever you want to do, but first run it by a mentor, run it by Saturn, or do a trial run to iron out any issues that come up. And channel Jupiter's positivity in in August. Channel Jupiter's positivity in August and set your goals, set achievable goals. Think about stepping up your game, but also be prepared to put in hard work or be prepared for delays, be prepared for patience as Saturn reminds you what's necessary. So this is all about August is all about harnessing your drive and enthusiasm in a way that is mindful of real world conversations, especially having to do with your career or the roles you are known for taking on in your life. It'll be like walking a tightrope between what you want to do and what you need to do, and you will find a way to balance both. And then this moves us to September. We have Pluto re-entering Capricorn, September 1st. And Pluto will be re-entering your 8th house for the last time after a lengthy journey since 2008. And these final 2 months with Pluto in Capricorn will be solidifying and integrating the deep transformations you've been experiencing there since 2008. So let's talk about what to expect, but keep in mind that these are more about culmination and resolution rather than new beginnings at this point of September 1st. So financial resolutions, finalizing long-term financial plans, debts, taxes, loans, inheritances, trusts. It's like tying up loose ends on money matters that have been hanging over your head. Noticing emotional or mental closure on some level, finding a sense of closure or acceptance regarding past traumas, emotional baggage, or deep-seated anxieties. It's a period of coming to terms with emotional baggage that you have had in the back of your mind since 2008, or that has been accumulating since 2008. And if you have been in therapy, these past 2 months, last 2 months could be about reaching significant milestones or concluding some sort of long-term therapeutic process. And there might be some sort of significant developments regarding a partner's resources or partner's life or some sort of financial support that you have, and it'll bring a sense of completion and stability once it's done. And there are a lot of transformative insights with Pluto in the 8th house. The 8th house is one of those deeper houses, It's about gaining deep and final insights into matters related to transformation. So like understanding and accepting life's deeper cycles and coming to a new level of maturity and solidifying support systems, establishing or reinforcing support systems that you have, whether they're financial, emotional, or psychological. And I recommend you use the last 2 months of Pluto in your 8th house in Capricorn for financial planning and clarity. Like I mentioned, this is a good time to get clear and organized about your finances, reviewing your investments, your savings, your loans, your debts. Make informed decisions for your financial future. And I also recommend you embrace the emotional and psychological growth that comes with Pluto here. Reflect on your journey, your transformation, how much you have changed and become closer to yourself since 2008. So as Pluto completes its final transit through your 8th house in our lifetime, it is a time of finalizing transformations and making peace with changes that have occurred over the years and understanding the depth of your experiences, both financially and emotionally, and using this to empower your future choices, which brings us to fall eclipse season. And this brings major endings and major beginnings, whereas Pluto in Capricorn was more about solidifying something. Eclipse season is about shaking things up and the ending of one era and the beginning of another era. You're going to be having major shifts in both your 10th and 5th houses during fall eclipse season. And one of the eclipses conjoins Saturn. So let's get into it, actually. On September 17th, we have the eclipse at 25 Pisces, which is a taste of the endings and beginnings with this house for the following year. This is the first eclipse happening in Pisces, which is your 10th house. This is the eclipse that's conjoined Saturn. So it's a bit more melancholy, a bit more serious, a bit more stick in the mud vibes. But yeah, the 10th house is about your professional life and your public image. So career advancements happening, career shifts, career benchmark moments happening in September. You might see changes in your job for this eclipse, like a promotion, a new job, a complete career change, a benchmark moment with a new role that you take on. How you are perceived publicly, your reputation, what you are known for might undergo some sort of benchmark moment or shift. Rebranding yourself is supported with this eclipse. Altered professional roles, like I said, authority dynamics, also interactions with bosses or authority figures become more prominent or more significant and asking you to assert yourself more and to take on more authority possibly. And then we have the wonky 2 weeks in between the eclipses from September 17th to October 2nd, which is the next eclipse in Libra. I think the last or one of the last eclipses in Libra. This is your 5th house, about your personal passions and your creativity. So a new era, ending and beginning, or a benchmark moment within a new era for 5th house topics. So projects, art, creativity, reaching a significant milestone of some kind, changes in your leisurely activities, your usual way of having fun, or relaxing could change with this eclipse. An evolution in your dating life could happen also around October 2nd. If you're dating, you can expect shifts with maybe even the kind of people you're attracted to. Changes in involvement with sports or gaming, trying something new or revisiting something that you used to like. And for those of you with children or working with children, expect some sort of developments with them. And then we move on to November, and this is when Pluto re-enters Aquarius for the final time, November 19th. This isn't the first time. It has happened twice before. This first time was March 2023, and the second time was January 2024. So this is like the third chapter that moves us into the next book, really, until 2043. Pluto will be in your ninth house until 2043. Yes, you heard me right. That's how long it'll be there. So your beliefs will be solidifying until 2043. You'll be reshaping how you see the world and how these new beliefs really start to settle in. And finding your stance on big life questions will be coming up. If you've picked up any new areas of study, you're going to be moving into more advanced or specialized topics. Like, for example, if you started to learn environmental law, you might be diving into specific policies or case studies. Travel with Pluto here is less about escapism and more about deep discovery. You could be planning trips that are more spiritual or more intense. Expect travel to bring transformation on some level. And a deepening of spiritual practices is supported, whether that's yoga, meditation, prayer. It might become more ingrained in your daily life. And astrology, mysticism, occult topics, not just dabbling anymore. If you're involved in that, you could be getting to the heart of those subjects. Maybe you're reading more complex astrology charts or diving deeper into mystical teachings in general. Also, your creative work, I've been talking a bit about your creative life, but especially writing, if you're a writer, could take on a new depth. Also, TikTok making, any type of storytelling besides writing, which could be video, could be audio, that sort of thing. So you might, if you're into that, you might be tackling more serious themes or more complex narratives with storytelling. And with Pluto here, you can expect the journey to have you feeling a lot more empowered in your understanding of the world and your place in it. You can keep pursuing these studies. I recommend with Pluto here, pursue studies and whatever interests you, learn, and really use this transit to cement your knowledge and understanding. I know it's a long-term transit, so it takes time, it's a process, but take insights from your spiritual and philosophical explorations with Pluto here and apply them to your everyday decisions and your everyday interactions. But with Pluto having its long stay in your ninth house, it's all about solidifying the transformations with your worldview and your spiritual understanding that have been brewing over the past couple of years. And it's a time to both embrace and apply the depths of your experiences and your knowledge moving forward. And this takes us to Mars stationing retrograde at 6 degrees Leo on December 6th. Mars will be stationing retrograde in your third house, and this is a time of rethinking and readjusting how you connect and how you communicate with the world around you. So I want to give a little rundown on retrogrades too, because I don't want you to be afraid of what a retrograde is. Retrogrades are when a planet stops moving and starts moving backwards. And when I talk about Mars stationing retrograde, I'm talking about the stationing period. And the stationing period is special because that is when the planet stops to then change directions. And it's very significant when a planet stops moving. That means that its archetypes, its associations also kind of stop moving. So there is a slowdown. There is a time for reflection. So the stationing point is a time of slowing down and stopping, whereas the actual retrograde, when the planet starts to move backwards again, is about reflecting and reassessing and reviewing and revisiting. Slowing down, internalizing, reworking, reconnecting. Also, with it going backwards or with it stopped, you can expect delays, obstacles. When it's stopped, that's usually a delay or a challenge. So Hidden revelations also can come out when a planet stops and moves backwards. It's unconventional. It says things that aren't usually said, going in a direction it doesn't usually go. And at the stationing point, also, you can expect the unexpected. It's a turning point moment. So December 6th, turning point moment with your third house, which means you can expect some miscommunications, misunderstandings. The third house rules communication. So miscommunications, etc., especially with friends, siblings, or neighbors, or cousins and aunts and uncles. You might also find yourself revisiting past discussions and resolving old arguments or old issues that you thought were over. Transportation delays could come up. Prepare yourself for potential hiccups with your daily commute or your short travels. Take good care of your car at the end of the year. Maybe you get a new car as possible. And the third house also rules technology. So getting a new phone, a new computer, getting new technology is supported, but also expect bumps in the road because this is Mars and Mars brings challenges. So back up your important files and be patient with any gadgets that you get. If you are studying something around the end of the year, you might need to reevaluate your learning approach, or you might face some sort of delay with your education or some sort of break. Maybe this is winter break. And if you are involved in writing again, or any other type of technical skill like coding or tarot reading, you might find that you are revising or reworking projects there. The third house rules the people that are around you as well. So reconnecting with old friends or old neighbors or old acquaintances, people in your immediate environment might reappear in your life. So ultimately, this retrograde at the end of the year is going to lead to improved communication skills for you, like learning to listen more, express yourself more clearly, get a new phone, get a new car, something like that. And I recommend you use this retrograde to reflect by writing and journaling. Write down your thoughts during this retrograde. It's just really good. It's a good retrograde for being introspective through writing. Look up what automatic writing is if you don't know what it means yet, and schedule that in for yourself for December. And reach out to siblings, reach out to friends, neighbors, resolve any past misunderstandings, and spend more time with those types of people. It's a good opportunity to clear the air and start fresh. And so overall, Mars retrograde in your third house is a time to slow down, reflect, and reassess on how you connect and communicate with people around you. What's interesting in Mars is that Mars will retrograde out of your third house and into your second house. So you may notice some shifts with finances or material items or with your income as well at the end of the year. And shifts doesn't mean, you're going to be homeless. It just means there might be something that comes up that changes the scope of things. And that moves us into the end of December. December 24th is the exact time or day that Jupiter will square Saturn for the second time. We experienced this for the first time in August. So let's dive into the second pass of Jupiter squaring Saturn and get a little reminder of what you can expect. The second pass is always easier. So the first pass will be a bit more challenging, especially because Mars is there, bringing some inflammation, bringing some heat and irritation to the situation. Mars will be gone at the end of December in this aspect, at least. So picture yourself getting a second shot at presenting a big idea at work. You could be succeeding with a style update or some sort of new professional perception. And redefining those big career dreams could come up again. You're revisiting any big career goals with a more realistic approach and applying any lessons learned in August from the first square to fine-tune your aspirations. So this entire experience makes you a lot more adept at balancing your ambition with your realism, especially in your career. You're learning to aim high while keeping your feet firmly on the ground and doing what's practical and what's achievable, which is a very useful skill to have. So take this second opportunity at the end of the year to reassess the risks that you're willing to take with your career. It will be giving you a lot clearer of a picture of what's worth the leap and what requires more thought. So yeah, strategic career planning is supported for the end of the year. You're going to be revisiting opportunities that balance your personal drive with your professional constraints. It's about finding that sweet spot, y'all, where your aspirations align realistically with your career path, which is very useful to have. It is a practice, but it's useful to have. So that's what we have today. How do you feel about this upcoming year? Drop a comment. Tell me which transits you're looking forward to or which transits you're side-eyeing. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you want to delve deeper into astrology with me, remember Pyx's Fellowship offers weekly and monthly personalized horoscopes. I'm also available for one-on-one consultations, either through readings or mentorship. And of course, you are welcome to join the free 9th House Discord server to keep the astro conversation flowing. Thanks so much for being here, friends. Good luck. I will see you on the other side.